Well, hello everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. I decided I would do a episode of Carla's Corner today. Not to talk about something that irks me. Well, sort of, kind of, but not really. Okay, here's the deal. I was having a discussion with my nephew this morning, and it was probably the most enjoyable conversation I've been able to have with him in some time. And the reason for that is this: we got to talking firstly about how much we miss each other because he lives not uber far away from me, but it's far away enough that with his work schedule and mine, it makes it hard to see one another. So, anyway, we were saying how much we miss each other and how, you know, there are places to work closer to us, places to live closer to us. And he basically said, I know it sucks, but I've got to go where the money is, and unfortunately, the money is where I am around this area. So, where he lives, and I was just like, yeah, but money's overrated, and he he very in his own fashion said it is not overrated, it is a necessity. And it got me thinking, you guys, is it really a necessity? Why do we deem it as a necessity? Um, and I promptly turned around and I said to him, it's not a necessity. We are taught that it's a necessity, that we need it, but it isn't really. Money wasn't always around, and it amazes me how much belief we put. I'm trying to search for a better word than that, but I can't at this point. But how much belief we hold in that it's something that we need to have, something that we have to have. And it's the same with all our bank cards and our credit cards and our, you know, coins and everything. It's not a necessity. And I was thinking about it on the way home, like with the whole conversation. And I thought it really isn't a necessity. And it really isn't something that we need. If we, everyone in the country or everyone in the world even, turn around and said to our respective governments, you know what, we're sick of this. We're sick of working 9 till 5:30 or 12, you know, some FIFO workers, they'll work 12-hour shifts, you know. They'll work, you know, those shifts for a full week and get a week off, or 2 weeks on and 1 week off, or, you know, like all these hours that we do. If we all turn around and said, we're done, we give up, we're done, money's not that important, time with our family is more important, time for ourselves is more important, time out in nature is more important, this not so much, the government would have to listen. Like, our respective governments would have to listen, because we elect them. And they are supposed to work for us, right? So if we all turn around and said, well, look, we're not really happy with the way things are going, we don't believe in this crypto stuff, we don't believe in abolishing this and making it a cashless society, you know, we don't believe in this, they would have to listen. But if we all turned around and said tomorrow, you know what, this is what we're going to do, we're not going to work weekends anymore, that is not what weekends are for, we're not going to do public holidays anymore, that is not what they are for, we are not going to have money anymore because that is not what we are about, they would have to listen. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't get re-elected. right? That's my way of thinking, right? And anyway, so I was thinking that, and I told him how I was thinking, and like what I was thinking, and then the conversation shifted to things that money can buy. And he said, besides, we need it. Without it, we can't buy PlayStations. Because I was on the mindset of we don't need it. Mother Nature provides everything that we need. You know, she provides housing, she provides food, she provides, you know, medicine, she provides all sorts of things, right? And I don't know how many of you are going to follow me after this Carla's Corner, but that's okay, because there will be someone out there that this resonates with, and that is important to me, right? So here I am, and I'm going to him, but you don't need PlayStation. Mother Nature is its own PlayStation, and it's better than any console, right? And he flat out, this was his response, and it tickled me so much. I had to share it with you all because, and I'm not making fun of him. I totally, I love his sense of humor, and I love his way of thought, and I love who he is, and I love everything about him. He is amazing, and I am just so proud to call him family. But he said to me, and I quote, that that Mother Nature is a really bad, and I'm paraphrasing here because I can't really say, well, I can say it, and I will say it because I like to keep things as real as I can on my channel. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. So he flat out turned around and said to me, you guys, Mother Nature is a shit PlayStation. Right? And he said to me, he goes, when was the last time you killed God in the woods in Mother Nature? Right? And like out in the woods. When was the last time you killed God out in the woods? Right? Which tickled me because, like, here's this guy who has grown up on video games. My husband's the same. He plays his video games. And I grew up on video games, but I unfortunately don't have the dexterity in both hands to play, so I don't do that, unfortunately. Otherwise I would, because of the nostalgia. But here I am thinking, here's this guy who, in his own witful and wonderful way, is telling me that these things can do things that Mother Nature can't, and they're fun. And I get it. I do. I get it. And yeah, okay, you have a point. These games can do things that you can't. But what tickled me the most was he said, he said this, and I said, it's not a lie, it's the truth I tells ya. And he came back with, that's a blatant lie. Like I had done this terrible thing. But it was all in jest, but it got me thinking a lot about, you know, how heavily we've relied on technology. And I've said this before in previous videos, and I'll keep going until somebody says, you know what, she has a point, let's join the bandwagon here. We rely too heavily on technology. I know you guys know I have a Nokia 8210, because I remember showing you guys. I did get my old phone fixed, so I did start using that because we had things introduced to work, which meant I needed the internet and things like that, but I don't have my SIM and stuff in it. So I basically was using that. And then when my phone would die, I would swap it over and vice versa. So right now my phone is dead, and so I have swapped it over to my old phone until it charges. And so that's why I kept that around. Recently broke again. I'm not spending another $139 to get the screen fixed on this phone, because I've decided that once this dies and it's completely kaput, that's it. My Nokia 8210 is the only phone I'm going to own. And then I've decided I'm going to go a step further. When that dies, I'm not getting another mobile. That is it. I am going to be incommunicado while I'm at work. Incommunicado in between work and home. The only time I'm going to be in communication is while I'm at work and while I'm at home, like how it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we didn't have internet, we didn't have phones, right? For the majority of me growing up. Then when I hit high school, the internet was, yep, okay, cool. We can play things like Carmen Sandiego. My brother had PlayStation, all that sort of stuff. So like we grew up with tech. But back then it was cool. Because back then it wasn't so in your face, you have to have this, you have to have that, you've got to update this, you've got to update that, it was all very kind of, okay, this is what we've got. And it was cool. Now it's, you can pay with rings, you can pay with watches, watches are not made to be paying for things with. They're made to tell time. Phones are not meant to be able to pay things with. They're meant to talk, text. That's their function, right? For mobiles. Rings are not made to pay for things. Rings are made to wear and make you look pretty. That's it. Or if you're married, like I am, they're made to show that you're married, right? But these days we rely so heavily, and now with getting back to the whole money thing, now we don't deal in 1 and 2 cent pieces anymore. But yet if you go to supermarkets, they'll have 99 cents or 79 cents or 29 cents. And if you pay by card, you get charged the exact amount. My problem with that is bring back the 1 and 2 cent pieces so we can pay cash and pay that amount. Because it doesn't make sense to me how if you pay by cash, you don't pay that. But if you pay by card, you still pay that. I don't understand that. And people have tried to explain it to me, and I know people in the comments will probably try and explain it to me. Please don't, because I can't wrap my head around it. I just can't. My point is this. The world has changed so much that we rely so heavily on technology, and our government force feeds us to go, you need to work, you need to earn money to own this. No, I don't. If we went back to the barter system, it would be so simple. You would have people who make clothing, people who make furniture, people who are doctors who make their own medicines from Mother Nature. You need something, you have something that they want, awesome. Barter, trade. If not, accumulate. Then go back and go, hey, boom, bam, done. There you go. My nephew actually said I would gladly live in a mud hut that I build on my own, but the government would come and tear it down. Why? Why is it so hard for government bodies and for people in power to understand something so simple as the land is not something we own? At best, we rent it, right? Because when we die, it doesn't go with us. It stays. And then somebody else rents it and looks after it. Or at least that's the way I look at it. God did not create this earth to own. He created it for us to take care of and live with Mother Nature. Live with the animals, live with the trees, live with all this sort of stuff. He didn't make it for us to sell and buy and fight over, and I don't get it. Or to destroy. I don't understand it, right? I must not be from this planet. But in all seriousness, I just feel like a lot of the time, I feel this way a lot, especially now that I'm grown. But life back then was pretty sweet, and people were more courteous. And I've spoken to people who have been around in the 50s, and they've said the same thing. People were more courteous. People, you didn't get road rage like you do now. The violence was probably still prevalent, but it wasn't as prevalent. I don't know. I can't say. Uh, I don't I don't have that on good authority, unfortunately. And my laptop is glitching. But yeah, I don't know. Like if today I, with the lotto ticket that I won, that I bought, if I won on that, I can honestly tell you, um, if I won on that and the government went, here's your lotto win. What are you going to do with it? I can tell you, one of the very first things I would do is I would pack up my husband, I would pack up my cat, I would pack up my belongings. I would be gone out of this house, and I would be building something with my bare two hands that Mother Nature can provide me. I wouldn't have a lot of social media. I'd probably keep YouTube to keep you guys updated and kind of inspire you guys as much as I can, because that's what I love to do. I love to inspire people. I love to help people. But I'd probably get rid of all my social. I probably would, uh, you know, just live a bit more simply, and yeah, probably be a lot more happier. Everybody's like, we need this to buy this, and this. But does that make you happy? Sure, PlayStations provide entertainment, Game Boys, all of that, you know, because I'm from that era where Game Boys were a thing. Uh, Hang on a sec. I don't know what's going on with me today. Hopefully I'm not coming down with another cold, because that would suck. But what was I saying? Oh yes. So basically, in closing, my thoughts are, yes, PlayStations provide entertainment. Yes, you know, having all these things is nice. But we're not, and this is the other point that I said to my nephew, we're not born with money. We don't die with money. Why do we need it? When we die, we can't take it with us. When we're born, we have none. Our parents have it, but we don't. Same with voting. When we're born, we don't vote. When we're gone, we don't have to vote anymore. Why? Why? Why does it have to be a mandatory thing? I am a big believer that everything would be so much better and so much more peaceful if everybody just kind of, oh no, and I know that there will be people in comments going, well, we need this for structure, we need this, otherwise there'll be chaos. I totally understand we need certain bodies, like, you know, law enforcement, things like that. But think about it. In the Wild Wild West, what did they have? In towns? sheriffs, right? Deputies. Hmm? That was in towns. They didn't have, like, if something happened, say, in I don't know my towns and things. Okay, so say uh we'll use Canada as a thing. So, because I know some places there, due to people I follow on YouTube and dash cams, so it wouldn't be a case of, oh, something happens in Calgary and yet they'll have, I don't know, Banff police, Banff, Banff. I I'm trying to say it, but I'm just nah. So I do apologise if I'm butchering it, but it wouldn't be that you have to wait a while for things because it'd be settled in town, right? Would that open mob mentality? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe in this day and age, we learned our lesson from that, and we wouldn't have that. Who knows? All I know is that it opened up a great big world of thought for me today, having this discussion with my nephew, and I wanted to share it with you. Um, what are your thoughts on it? Is money a necessity? Do we need things, or are we placing too much belief in that case? Let me know. I'm curious. As always, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.